welcome to Flavourful Eats. Joining me today is Mohsen Harandi, a poet, an author, a cook today.
Yeah, we're doing Mexican party today. We get started.
So you're going to be using different ingredients, your rice, your mixed vegetables?
Yeah, we're just using rice with mixed vegetables. We're using tomato to just cook the rice. And I use canned tomato and I use fresh tomato. We are going to use garlic and we're going to use onion. And at the end, we're going to just add on to just get flavor, the parsley.
Okay.
So I use a little bit of olive oil. And I like to do my recipe so with garlic. So we're going to just put 2 pieces of garlic here. And then we're going to press the garlic that really get like a nice flavor to the rice. So I have already the onion and just put like a little 2 tiny teaspoons for the onion and just to give flavor to the rice. And it's just a cup of rice. So you can use a cup of rice. We're going to add on and so we have, this is 1 cup, right?
Yes, yes.
So we started just...
So do you normally
put the water and then we just mix a little bit. So we're going to get the 1 cup and a half, that is the rest. So for 1 cup of rice, we use 2.5 cup of the liquid.
That's
so there I'm just gonna be
1
using
cup of regular water and 1 cup of the tomato.
So, you know, I'm just gonna blend right now everything because we're gonna use everything for the salsa that we're using for the poblano. Just need a cup and a half, right? Because we already used 1 cup. So then we're just gonna use the tomato, a cup and a half. And
you need a little more than that? More?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, then we're just gonna add this on. And we just
give a little stir.
Yeah, we just mix it and give it. And after that, we just let it go.
If you lift that up and everybody can see.
Yes. So we have it.
And you want to put a little bit of salt.
Salt. We're just going to do like a 2 hint of salt. And yeah.
And the vegetables go in later?
The vegetables are going later. So we're going to let heat right now.
Give it
a little
simmer.
bit. And to start like just boiling a little bit.
It did
and
already,
then, and then we're going to add on the vegetables. And we're just going to let it cook.
Already.
It's boiling already. So we just add all the vegetables that...
Thank you. So yes, along with being a nurse, you know, my career evolved into being a lactation consultant and wanting to provide a more positive experience for my moms and help them to do better with their breastfeeding and to have adequate nutrition. Lactation cookies is just one of the things that I encourage, and I actually make them for myself just because they're healthy. It's a really good grab on the way out the door breakfast for me, because I'm not a breakfast eater. So anyway, so we have the cookies here. We're going to go through them and then we'll talk a little bit more about the benefits of them
as we're going
through. Yeah. So what I have here is 1 cup of applesauce pre-mixed with 1.5 cups of steel cut oats. The steel cut oats tend to be nutty and gritty, so pre-soaking them in the applesauce, and it can be for, you know, a couple of hours if you need to, just helps soften them up a little bit.
Overnight will be good too.
You could do that. The flaxseed meal, we have 3 tablespoons of flaxseed meal mixed with 6 tablespoons of water. And this has been sitting probably about 45 minutes, and you can see it's really kind of thickened up. And the flaxseed will soak up that water. We have 2 sticks of butter. I have 1 in the pan already. We have 1 cup of brown sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, 4 tablespoons of brewer's yeast. Now the brewer's yeast is essential. This is really good. It is high in iron, protein, and vitamin B.
So of all the products, this is the one that actually helps with the lactation together with the oats.
This and the oats are and the flaxseed are all the critical ingredients. And The brewer's yeast you're going to find probably at a health food store.
Right.
You're unlikely to find it in a regular supermarket, and most of them are labelled as an unbitter brewer's yeast. It does have a very distinctive taste, and if you're a beer drinker, you're probably used to it, but in the cookie, you'll get used to it. We have a half a cup of wheat germ and a half a cup of wheat bran, 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 cup of old-fashioned oats. Now you want the old-fashioned and not the quick cook ones, because the more you process them, the more nutrients you leave. And then just remembering that our oats are really good, nutritionally. They're 66% carbohydrates, 17% protein. And generally, if I'm eating my porridge, I'm not thinking of the protein in them, but they are really good, as well as being a good source of fiber.
And you have molasses, the last ingredient is molasses.
And I do have molasses here. I kind of put these in. These were a late addition just to help mask the flavor of the brewer's yeast a little bit.
We can do it together. Thank you. First mix it carefully. And then let's scoop it out and get just.
So this is the greatest way to pique the children's interest in cooking and helping themselves serve themselves as adults and when they are out on their own.
Right. This is how we learn to cook. I used to do this with my mother, and I have no regrets because I got to learn a lot, and which I'm passing on to my children.
Yes, which is important. So this is a 16-ounce jar. So she's basically using 8 ounces, which is 1 cup. So about 1 cup of peanut butter in case you don't have that particular size of peanut container.
And so I'm going to add 2 cups of water.
So 1 cup of peanut butter to 2 cups of water.
For a start, yes. And
so most seasoned cooks don't really follow recipes.
And then, Amy, will you please pass me the onions?
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
So here you're using 1/4 of an onion. So
Okay.
it's basically like almost half a cup of onion. Half a cup
Thank
of
you.
chopped onion.
Yep, thank you.
I can do it myself.
Now, I'm going to have 1 teaspoonful of salt.
So be mindful of the salt as well. If your peanut butter has got salt, taste it. So salt to taste, basically.
Yes. And I'm only using 1 teaspoonful just to be on the safe side, but anybody can use as much salt as they are comfortable with. So after this, we put it on the stove. Okay, Amy, time to put this on the stove. And then Mommy takes over for a bit. We are going to cook it on high until it becomes a paste. In the process, I'm going to add some vegetables to this peanut sauce.